Hey, what's up guys, Ansh Sharma here. So today I have came up with another video on my channel Little Guru. So now in this video we are going to learn a new chapter of class 7th science, and that chapter is acids, bases and salt. So it's a very interesting chapter. We are going to learn a lot of new things in a fun mode. So let's start a video. In this slide we'll be looking at what are acids and what are bases. So it's the first topic in the chapter. And now focusing on the acids. So acids are substances which are acidic in nature. They are sour in taste. They are sour. And the example is acetic acid and also tartaric acid. And now if I tell you about basic substances. So the bases are the substances which are basic in nature and they are bitter in taste and they are a little bit soapy also. And example is calcium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide. And the pH level of acid is below 7.0, and the pH level of basic substances is above 7.0, and it can go up to 14. So now, as we have read about acids and bases, now if you want to check that which substances is, if you want to identify which substances like if acidic solution, if I want to just identify which one is acidic solution and which one is basic solution, then you think that we can think that the substances which are eatable acidic substances and basic substances, we can check by tasting it that they are sour. If they are sour, then we can get that they are acidic in nature, and if they are tasting bitter, then they are basic in nature. But there are also some substances which are not eatable, so at that case we can use indicators. Indicators are the substances, they are some special substances which help us in identifying which substance is it, whether it is a acidic substance or it is a basic substance, whether it is acid or basic. So example of indicators are like China rose, turmeric, litmus and phenolphthalein. There are two kinds of indicators. The first is natural, we can say organic indicators, and also natural indicators, and there are also artificially obtained indicators which are obtained with the help of chemicals. So you see the example like China rose petals. China rose, in the China rose plant, the petals are used for indicator as the indicators. And there's also one turmeric and litmus, and the last one which you see, this phenolphthalein. So it's a artificial indicator. These all indicators just indicators that whether the substance is acidic or basic by doing a change in them, which we will study in the later slides. So China rose petals is a kind of indicator which helps us in indicating which kind of substance is it, whether is it a acidic substance or it's a basic substance. So for indicating us that it's a acidic or basic substance, it changes its color. Now whenever we add a acidic solution to it, it changes its color to magenta, or we can say the dark pink color. And whenever we put the basic solution to it, then it would change its color to green. And this is how it is showing us that whether it's an acidic solution or it's a basic solution. So litmus paper is an indicator. It is obtained from the lichens, and it helps us in telling that whether the substance is acidic or basic. So it also changes its color so that it can indicate us that the substance is acidic or basic. So it changes its color to blue to red whenever the substance is acidic, and red to blue when the substance is basic. This is how it is just telling us that this substance is acidic or basic. Previously we have learnt about China rose petals, litmus paper. Now we are going to be looking at turmeric. So these all was natural indicators. Now when we put a acidic solution to turmeric, what happens is that it doesn't change its color, it remains the same. But when we put a basic solution to it, it changes its color to red. And like if I take an example, then when we are eating our food and by mistake a particle is dropped on our clothes, Then if the food was containing some part of turmeric, or it was made up of turmeric, it was containing some turmeric, then what would you try to remove that stain from with the help of soap? And if you will try this, then the color of then the color would change to red. So this was an example of when the turmeric changed its color to red when we put a basic solution to it. And as we all know that soap is a basic solution. Till now we learned about the natural indicators. Now in this slide we are going to learn something new, the other kind, the next category of the indicators. And that new kind of indicator are the artificially obtained indicators. One of those indicators is phenolphthalein. So this indicator is obtained by the help of chemicals in the factories, and the color of the phenolphthalein indicator changes to pink when we put a basic solution to it, and the color of phenolphthalein remains colorless when we put a acidic solution to it. And remember, it is obtained by the help of chemicals in the factories, and it is artificially obtained. In this slide, I'm going to tell you about different types of acid and where are they found. In which substances are they found? So the first one is acetic acid. So it is found in the vinegar. Citric acid is found in citrus fruits like lemon, oranges. Formic acid, when a ant bites us, so it releases some formic acid inside our body. So for the removal of this formic acid, we can take calamino solution, and it is made up of zinc and carbonates. Ascorbic acid is found in citrus fruit and also in amla. Lactic acid is found in curd, and oxalic acid is found in the spinach. So as we have learned about acids and bases, now in this slide I am going to tell you about acids and why uses of acids. We are going to focus on the uses of acids. So acids are used in the laboratories and industries for various purposes. Nitric acid is used to increase the fertility of the agriculture land, like ammonium nitrate, calcium ammonium nitrate, etc. And nitric acid is also used in creating explosives. It is used for the washing of precious metal like gold and silver, as you can see on my screen. Sulfuric acid acts as a reactant. So now I'm going to tell you about sulfuric acid. But before that, let me tell you about HCl. So the full form of this is hydrochloric acid. So we have been learnt about HCl, that it is present inside a stomach and used for indigestion of our food, but it's also used for some other purposes, like I'm going to tell you about them. Like hydrochloric acid is used for bleaching in the textile industries, and it is also used for the purification of salt. And these were the uses of HCl. Now I'm going to tell you the use of sulfuric acid. So it's also a type of acid, and sulfuric acid is used as a reactants in the manufacturing of fertilizers like ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, and it's also used in the refineries, car batteries, and also in the chemical reactions we can use the nitric acid. So in this slide I am going to tell you the uses of bases. Where are bases used? We are going to learn in this slide only. Previously, in the previous slide, I have told you about uses of acids. Now I'm going to tell you the use of bases. So bases are used in antacid. Antacid is helps us in the relaxation from acidity. Uh, so bases are used in many in various purposes. So antacid helps us in getting rid of the acidity. It gets us relaxation, and it's also very useful for us as it helps us in getting rid of acidity. And ammonium hydroxide, as you can see on my screen, is a cleaning agent, and a bitter taste of all is a characteristic of all bases. So ammonium hydroxide is a cleaning agent and helps us in cleaning. Calcium hydroxide is used widely in the preparation of plaster and mortar, and water solution of the calcium hydroxide is known as this lime water, which I have wrote on my screen. So lime water is used in the solutions for checking that whether carbon dioxide is present or not. In this slide, we are going to learn about neutralization. So it's a very short topic where you're going to learn it very quickly. Now, when acids and bases react with each other, some neutral products are produced, and one of them the products is water, and they also release salt. And this salt is produced when acids and bases react with each other. So it produces some neutral products. One of them is water and salt. So salt is a neutral ionic compound, and remember it releases neutral products. So I have told you about my what is salt, and now in this slide I'm going to tell you about salts and its types. So let me just remind you that salts are found when acids and bases react with each other, then salts are produced. So um, the reaction between strong acid and weak acid when take place, then this thing has been done. And also let me give you an example, like if the salt of hydrochloric acid is known as hydroxide, and the salt of sulfuric acid is known as it's known as sulfate. And as you can see on my screen over here, that natural salt, there are three kinds of salts: natural salt, acidic salt, and basic salt. So now if I tell you about the natural salt, so the salt which is form of a neutral solution on dissolving into water, then these kinds of salts are known as natural salts. And the example of the natural salts are like sodium chloride. And the second one is the acidic salt. So the salts which are produced from a acidic solution are known as the acidic salts. And the example of the acidic salt is ammonium chloride, and there are also many. And now if I talk about the basic one, so the basic salts which are produced from a basic solution are known as the basic salts. So this is about the basic salt. And now if I tell you about the indicators, when we indicate about the with the help of litmus paper, so on the litmus paper natural salts have no reaction, there is no change. And the acidic one, the color turns to red, and in the basic it turns to blue. And now if I hope that this topic is clear, let's move on to our next slide. Now in this slide I'm going to tell you about the uses of salts. So salt is used in aluminum refining, removal of impurities, and also in the rubber process manufacturing. It is also used in removal of latex from the rubber, in removal of latex. And in the pharmaceutical industries, it is used in the polishing of tablets, we can use it. And also in the soap industry, soap which we use, it is used for removing the glycerin from the soap. And also as you can see, this removal of impurities, we can use it as for preserving our food. The normal color of the salt is white, but if you are able to see any other color of the salt, it's like it can be some because of some impurities present on the salt. So these were some uses of the salt. At last, I would like to thank you for watching my video, and it was really interesting chapter. We learned a lot of new things in a fun method. And if you are having any doubt related to this chapter, you can put that one in the comment box. And for more such videos, please subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell icon so that you will be updated whenever I post any video. Till my new video, stay tuned. Bye bye.